Okay, now in the next class of this automatic control system real-time laboratory. Now in this laboratory we will try a PLC program for controlling a single conveyor and some work cell using relay ladder logic programming. Now here we can see this is the hardware setup for the conveyor belt and all the cell combinations are there. Now here we can see there are several components installed in that conveyor belt model. This is a PLC model. Now according to the jobs we can use these several actuators and the sensors to accomplish our goal of our objective. Now for this experiment purpose, what is our goal? Our goal we can set up in a different way. Different goals we can set up. Basically here we can see these are some sales objects. You can see this has some fixed radius and some of them are metal and some of them are non-metal, that is called plastics. Now you can set up a job to separate out whether which one is plastic and which one is our non-plastic material, or which one is metal or which one is non-metal. That is up to you, and according to that radius, height, both cases. So we have to separate out, because in industry the number of these cells can be in million or billion numbers of cases. So automatically if we have to separate, we have to know the logics, how we can use this experimental setup to do our job. Now one by one we will see what are the components involved here. Here we can see this one is one dispenser, this one. So here we can see this one is a pulley. It can move forward and backward. So whenever some metal will come here, so it is detected, okay, something is came, then you have to open it, then it will come to the conveyor. This one is the conveyor belt. Now after that, this is the opto sensor is in there here. You can see, please close it. This one is the opto sensor. This will sense whether some object is arrived in the conveyor belt in this position or not. So whether it is when it is object is arrived, now you have to go for the measurement of this height of these things whenever this sensor has been detected an object. So the measurement can be done by this setup. So this is two motors are involved here, one for the bottom, one for the top. So from top to bottom we will measure the height of this object. After the measuring the height of this object, we will pass it on, because in industry there should be a required height of any object to our use purpose. So for that desired radius only, those are for desired height metals or non-metals, only those metals will be selected and other will be pass it out. So for that case we are measuring the height. So after measuring the height we will comes to here. If it is passed, suppose if it is passed this test, then it will come here and it will come to this one. Now this is a metal sensor. It can sense whether the material is metal or non-metal. So if it is a metal, suppose we are considering if it is a metal, so the conveyor belt is running, so it will come to here. So here we can see there are two flippers here. So these flippers are connected to these two solenoids, and these are actually actuators. So all the rest of the parts we are considering here, only this is a sensor and actuator, both the cases are there. This is only a sensor, this is an actuator, again this is a sensor, this is not an actuator. Now this one. Now when we come to the flippers, this one is the actuators. It is connected to this one. This is called solenoids. Here first these two solenoids have been installed here, and when we will provide you the manual, you can see these are mentioned at Sol 2 and Sol 3. Okay, and this one is Sol 1. And there is another solenoid flippers is there. We can see. Sir, can you move it? Okay, this one is the Sol 4. This is the last solenoid has been installed here. So when you go through the manual, you can see where the actuators and the sensors has been installed. You have to remember this diagram, otherwise you can't make a program. Now after coming this thing, we are talking about this whether it is metal or not. If we selected that okay it is a metal, then what we want to do? We want to if this is up to your job. If you want to collect that metal, then just go through it. That means we don't want to flip this one. Again, we also don't want to flip this one. We'll just directly go and collect here. Now if it is a non-metal thing, then we have to flip it. That means it will flip it, then it will go to the another way to collect in a different set of non-metals elements. Now for the entire time we can't make it switch on, so we have to make a we have to keep this thing a delay, because this is nothing else but some NO or NC switch we have to use. The NO means that normally open and NC is the normally closed. So if we make a combination of that thing, because if we suppose we make a 30-second of delay for this actuator, so after 30 seconds it will again come to this initial position. That means during 30 seconds it will switch on, and whatever products will be there, it will go through in a different way. So that is how we are doing in this laboratory, these conveyor belt experiments. There are several kinds of jobs you can do. You can find also in your own problems you can do with this experimental setup. Now we comes back to this, how to control this thing with using a interface in our computer. For that case, what we do in our laboratory, that there is a software provided by this manufacturer, and that software is this thing, this FXUINI. So we will open this one first. So after opening this one, we will create a new file here, and here where we can see there are several file type settings are there, but in our purpose we will use this one only, this FX1N. So then click it to OK. So after that thing, one new window will come. In that new window we will design our logic here. That means our ladder logic should be designed in here, and the logic should be downloaded into our hardware through some procedure. We will see what is the procedure. Procedure is nothing else. Whatever you are writing, first you have to do this step. That means the conversion. We have to convert it to our machine level language. For that case we are converting this one. So this is a convert switch. So when you click it converted, after conversion, what you have to do, you have to click to this PLC. So when you click to this PLC, we have to transfer. What we want to do, we want to write, because whatever we have written our logic, that should be downloaded to that hardware portion. For that case we have to write. So we'll click on write. Now here we can see, after clicking on write, there are two pop-up will come, all range and the range. You can see here what number of program steps are there. It is total number of 8,000 program steps are there. Now suppose you are writing a 3 or 4 line of 3 or 4 number of steps to do your job. We don't need total 8,000 numbers of steps, because it will execute for the 8,000 steps, so it will time consuming. So the number of steps, the range setting should be decided by you, that what number of steps you have used already to design your ladder logic. So suppose you are designing n number of steps, so you will give n, that n step should be like n plus 3 or n plus 4. It is up to you. So you can see I didn't selected anyone, so the machine is just going through all the steps whatever it is installed in that machine. So it will go for the 8,000 steps and execute that. Because of nothing is written, that is why it is quickly happening. Next we will see what are the inputs of this overall model and what are the outputs. So according to the inputs and outputs, we will set our jobs. Here you can see these there is another toolbox is given in this window. In this toolbox there are several switches and connections has been decided. That means the connector and the switches. Now what are the hardware things it is involved in our in this experiment? There are some actuators. So actuators will be do their job according to the switching operation. That means whether it is on or whether it is off. So sometimes there are two types of switches have been installed there. One is that normally open and is normally closed. Now here we can see this block. If we select this block, it will come it as an input device. That means it is whatever input you are giving, that we can see. So can I move it to the model here? So you can see there are two buttons there. You can see there are two buttons there. One is green, another is red. So these two buttons are the inputs, we can see here. So that means one to start, the green one, and the red one is to that stop that whole operation. So this is the input. That means this is a normally open switch. Now whenever we start any experiment, we have to give that input switch as a input. So suppose we are giving that input as X7. So this is our input. So now this NO switch acts as a input. So whenever we switch on, then the circuit will just connected. Now whenever we switch on anything, we have to make it as an output. What is the operation of that actuator? So whenever you have to select any output, this output like this first bracket, first parenthesis. If select it as output, so we can see here again this bracket has been changed, so we will give it as a output. Suppose we want to run our conveyor belt. So our conveyor belt syntax output, you can see we will provide you that channel configurations and pin configuration, that what are the syntaxes for what are the actuators and what are the sensors. We will provide you that. Suppose in last time we were writing that X7 meaning that on switch, and what is the meaning of the off switch, what is the meaning of this optocoupler sensor, what is the meaning of the height sensor, how we can call that flippers, how we can call that that means this metal sensor. This all information has been given to you, and the codes also will be given to you. That means how you can call those variables by using some syntax variables. So for our on switch we are using X7. Now for our conveyor belt, suppose we want to conveyor belt, so there is some dedicated syntax has been given for this software, and that is all this name is Samsung Y2. It is Y4. Okay, so we will give this as a Y2. So if you select it as Y2, we can see immediately. Suppose we are changing it to Y3. Suppose we are changing it to Y3. So now it is, now you can see. So what is happening here? One on switch, that is NO, normally open switch, and another is output. So whenever because the circuit is already powered on, now we want to run our conveyor belt. So for that case we have to give a command to the conveyor belt, that means whether you run or stop. So we are giving it you run whenever I switch on. So my ladder logic is ready. Now first step is first convert. So it is converted. Now go to the PLC. Now what we will do? We will give write. Now again lastly we have discussed what number of steps we have used. We have used only 2 steps. So we will give a range setting of n+1, suppose 3 steps we will give you the n step. So after that, after pressing OK, it will write these 3 steps to this operation. So it is completed. So after completion of this writing, we will do this remote run or stop option. So if we click that thing, and we will click this one run, and again paste OK. Now we will go here and switch on our conveyor belt. You can see, because this is what? This is our X7. Now we can see if we push on the X7, the conveyor belt is on. Now for second case, so this is how we can operate our conveyor belt. Now we want our conveyor belt, suppose we want our conveyor belt to on for the entire time whenever we are doing our experiment, and we want to stop it with a stop switch. We can do this thing also. How we can do this thing? First we have to stop the operation what is running right now. So it is immediately stopped. Now after stopping this thing, we will use another input here. Input should be what? Y3, because we want Y3 to be run for the entire time. So Y3. Now we have to make a loop. How we can make a loop? This loop can be made by just kind of short circuiting it. So we can see here, so it is short circuited, so it will, whenever this switch is on, it will run for the entire time. So again, same operation, first convert, then go to right, then setting. Now we can see number of steps has been 3, so we'll move it to 5. So okay, done. Then we go again, remote start and on. So again, then we will switch it on. Now you can see it is running for the entire time. So this is the change. This is how you can make your operation in a different way. You can select your NC and NO switch in by your control. So this is how it can be worked. And by this demonstration, you can see how these inputs and outputs are working. For online monitoring of what operation is doing, you can see by this option start monitoring. You can see when we click the start monitoring, because of this is normally open, so these two things are live, that is why it is on green. So whenever you are writing any ladder logics, if you want to see whether which switch is on or which switch is off, or whether which switch is doesn't disable, that means it is not working, you can differentiate by using this one start monitoring button, and you can see whether which one is working or not. So in this way we are doing the experiments in our PLC kit, basically this PLC experimental setup. So we will provide you provide you that what job you have to do, and in manual all these sensors and actuators mapping, that means done in this X7 or this Y3, this all setup. So this has been this will be provided to you, and the job will also be provided to you. Because of this, you are not coming to this laboratory. So when you will come, you will practice this thing in real time, practical experimental setup. We will try to give some jobs to you, and you will, if you want to search also in Google, you can see. But the problem is the manufacturer, because the manufacturer will give you this mapping, and if you don't use those mapping, you can't operate those actuators and sensors. So this is how we are doing this PLC experiment. Thank you.